everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Darian and today we are going to be choosing my September TBR. We're just gonna breeze past the fact that it's already September. I don't want to talk about it, but as you can see behind me, it is officially fall. I mean, in my mind, fall starts August 1st, but I decided to wait a little bit longer to put up my fall decorations. But I feel like September, you can't get mad at me for putting them up. You can't say it's too early. Because the first day of fall is in September, okay? It's fine. I just needed to bring a little bit of joy into my life, so I will fight anyone who is upset. I already have my fall decorations up. I don't know why I'm getting aggressive. I'm so sorry. But anyways, it is September, like I said, and September is a very exciting month, but a very stressful month for me. It's exciting because September is the bookoplathon hosted by Becca and the books, and I love this readathon so much. It's one of my favorites, and this is the month-long version where, if you don't know, Becca uses a Bookopoly board based on Monopoly. That's how she chooses her TBR every month, and she's made it into a readathon, so we all get our own Bookopoly board to play on. I know most people do all their rolls at the beginning of the month, and that's how they choose their TBR. If you've watched my videos the past few years that I've done this readathon, I always do my rolls throughout the month because I like to enjoy the board for as long as possible. So I don't want to spend like one day doing all my rolls and then never look at the board again. I like going through the month and being excited to see what my next roll is going to be, you know, if that makes sense. So that's how I'm going to do my rolls, but I will be vlogging throughout the month. So if you are interested to see what my rolls will be for the bookoplathon, then check out my vlogs in September. But if you've watched my TBRs before, you know that I always have my prompt jar. I didn't use my prompt jar last month, so I'm very excited that she's back because I love her so much, even though she doesn't love me most of the time. But I missed her, so I'm excited to bring the prompt jar back. So the way I'm going to be doing the bookoplathon is I will pick my prompts today, pick my books based on the prompts I get, and then when I do my rolls for the bookoplathon, those will be the books that I choose between. And if I do get any prompts that don't fit the books that I picked today, I'll have to figure something out and find another book. Does that make sense? I hope it does. It makes sense in my brain, and I think that's all that matters. But yeah, so that's the exciting part of September. The stressful part is that I start school in September, and not only do I start school, I start my master's program. Not only do I start my master's program, but I'm starting in a new school that I've never been to before. So I am very stressed about all of that. So I'm hoping reading will be a good escape for me in the month, and that school won't affect my reading too much. I really hope, because I really want to get a lot of books read in September and participate in the bookoplathon. So we're just gonna hope for the best, honestly. Now, also I'm sorry, I always talk so much at the beginning of my TBR videos, but there's a lot to explain, okay? Because I don't want, if you just stumbled upon this video and you're just like, what the heck is she doing? I want it to make sense. So if you have watched my TBRs before, you know every month I choose a priority read, and I do that by looking back at my TBR from the year before. So today I'll be looking at my September 2021 TBR, and I pick a book from that TBR that I have not read yet. That becomes my priority read for the month. Now, you may remember I did not complete my priority read for July, so my punishment was in August I went on a book buying ban, and I I also didn't complete my priority read for August, which was Maybe in Another Life by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I am filming this video pretty early, but I can basically guarantee I'm not going to finish that book before the end of August. I mean, maybe I will, but I really doubt it. So once again, I will be going on a book buying ban in September, but I will say I may make an exception or two just because it's going to be a very stressful month in September, and my school is very close to like 2 bookstores. So if something happens, and we're not going to talk about it, okay? But for the most part, I'll be on a book buying ban in September. So the first order of business is let's watch last year's TBR to see if I have any priority reads for this coming month. I honestly don't remember anything from this TBR, so we're going in blind here, but let's see how it goes. I also start school in September, so very excited about that, but hopefully that won't affect my reading too much. I really want to read as much as I can in September. Wow, it's the way I'm saying basically the same things. Sorry, you guys have to deal with it. But that is Ferryman by Claire McFall. This is an art... Okay. So I did read Ferryman. I didn't like it very much. It was sent to me to review, and I felt so bad because I didn't really like it. But I did read that, so there we go. 1 down. Read a book that makes you think of Taylor Swift. What did I pick for this? Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick another book that which is Like a Love Story by, I do remember this. I picked it, I remember because like a love story, obviously Taylor Swift, and I think the book takes place in 1989. So it was just the perfect pick. Oh, nature prompt. Read a book with a tree, plant, or flower on the cover. I think I know. Do I know what I picked? But that is Under the Whispering Door by TJ Klune. I was lucky. Okay, so I did read this book, but I do remember, I'm pretty sure I read it in October, so I didn't get to it in September, but I have read it. So look at me go. 3 down. Let's see. Maybe we won't have a priority read.
Honey, you've got a big storm coming.
Read a YA or middle grade by an author who also writes adult books. No. I think I remember what I picked. Maybe it's because I just read this man's ginormous book. Okay, if I remember correctly, I did. That is Starsight by Brandon Sanderson. Until I remembered that I am also in the middle of the Throne of Glass series. Specifically, I have been in the middle of Heir of Fire for a very long time now. I started that book, I think, last... I don't want to read either of those. Okay, I mean, if it comes to, if whatever this last book is, if I have read it and it comes between those 2 books, I think I would pick Heir of Fire just because I am still in the middle of it because I haven't read either of those. Like, Heir of Fire has been sitting beside my bed for like 2 years. So I could finish that. Whatever, it's fine. Let's see the last prompt. But that is My Dark Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell, and this was sent to me by... Oh my god. Oh, okay. Oh, I have some things to think about. Okay, so... we were going so well I thought I wouldn't have to have a priority read, and then it all went downhill. So my 3 options were Starsight by Brandon Sanderson, Heir of Fire by Sarah J Maas, and My Dark Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell, because I did not read that. I have not read it. And I think the one I'm gonna go with is Heir of Fire by Sarah J Maas. I don't really feel like reading any of those books this month, but I feel like of the 3, this is gonna be the easiest, partly because it's just like a fun fantasy book, and also because I am halfway through it. My bookmark is still there. I started this book in August 2020, and then I remember I stopped it because of the bookoplathon that year, and then this didn't end up fitting any prompts, and then I just never picked it back up. Now, I do kind of remember what's going on, if you don't know. This is the 3rd book in the Throne of Glass series, and I actually really liked the first 2 books, and I'm not including Assassin's Blade, is that what it's called? Because I don't like short story collections of already existing series. That's a whole thing. I do not like reading them, so I'm never gonna read that. But I did like the first 2 books. I thought they were fun. They're not like anything amazing or anything, but I thought they were fun and they're pretty easy to read. So I am excited, I guess, to get back into this series. I would like to finish this one day, like this series. So we're gonna put this on. I mean, I am halfway through it. Like, I'm on page, I might have to like go back a few chapters to kind of refresh my memory on what is going on. I'm on page 270, and there are, how many pages in this book? 462. So there's still about 300 pages in this book. So that is the equivalent of a whole book. So yeah, this is my priority read for September. It's fine. We're gonna finally finish it. It's probably gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Like, it's gonna be an easy book to read. I don't know why I'm so against it, but I just have so many books that I want to read this month that I was not thinking of this one, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. And also remember, like, the order that I read the books in September will depend on my rolls for the bookoplathon. So if it doesn't fit any of those prompts, then I might not get to it again. We'll see. So anyways, we're gonna move on from that. It is time for the prompt jar. Please be nice to me. There's so many books I want to get to in September, and also I, as per usual, have my book club books, so let's just hope for the best here. All right, so we have our first prompt. Okay, first prompt, but second book in September. Read a book with a one-word title. Okay, so neither of my book club books. Great, great. One, oh, wait. Oh, oh ho ho. Okay, this works. I know exactly what I'm gonna pick. Okay, this worked splendidly because the book that I'm gonna pick for this prompt is Legendborn by Tracy Deonn. I'm so excited to reread this. If you don't know, this is one of my favorite YA fantasies ever. I read it 2 years ago, and the sequel is coming out in November, but I I still can't believe it. I was lucky enough to get an arc of the sequel through my work, so I definitely want to reread this one before I move on to the second book. We're gonna reread Legendborn. I'm gonna read a bit of the synopsis because I never know how to explain this book. I won't read the whole thing, do not worry. But it says, after her mother dies in an accident, 16-year-old Bree Matthews wants nothing to do with her family memories or childhood home. A residential program for bright young high schoolers at UNC Chapel Hill seems like the perfect escape until Bree witnesses a magical attack, her very first night on campus. A flying demon feeding on human energies. A secret society of so-called Legendborn students who hunt the creatures down. And a mysterious teenage mage who calls himself a Merlin and who attempts and fails to wipe Bree's memory of everything she saw. That's all I want to say, honestly, because I feel like it's great going into this book, like, and discovering the whole world along with Bree, but I love Bree as a character. Also, this cover is so beautiful, like, what the heck? Oh my god, I'm so excited. And also the ending of this book, the ending of this book was so great, and I'm just excited to see where the sequel goes from there. So yeah, my hope is to read this and the sequel this month, but we'll see if I can get the sequel into one of my other prompts, but I'm so excited. Oh my god, yay! Okay, prompt art was nice to me. Let's keep this energy going. I'm gonna go with this one. So, prompt number 2, book number 3 for September. Interesting. Read a book published before 2000, and I think I already know which one I'm gonna go with. I figured it out. This wasn't too hard of a decision. This also could have worked for the one-word title prompt, but I'm glad that I picked Legendborn for that because I can fit this one into this prompt. And that is Emma by Jane Austen. This was on my August TBR, but I am filming this video pretty early, so there is a chance I'll get to this before the month ends, but I highly doubt it. Maybe I'll start it, but I honestly don't think so. So I'm gonna move this on into September. I was going to use this for the magical readathon. G has said for the magical readathon, you can like extend it a bit and finish your prompts after August ends. It doesn't really matter, but I would like to finish my prompts as early as possible. And I believe this is the last book that I would have to read to complete my magical readathon TBR. So yeah, so this is Emma. Also, I am buddy reading this with Lisa, and I know she started it like pretty early into August and then hasn't continued it because I haven't started it yet, so I don't want to keep her waiting too long. So we are going to read this. This is obviously a classic by Jane Austen. It's about Emma, who I believe is a matchmaker, and I'm very excited about this. Maybe reading a classic in the month that I start my grad school program. It's not the best idea, but I think this is gonna be a pretty fun book, and I have a feeling it won't be like too hard to read, so we're gonna go with this, and it's gonna be great. Okay? Okay, I had to change my battery, so I'm sorry if the angle is a bit different, but prompt number 3, book number 4, here we go. So our next prompt no oh my god, this always takes so long. Okay, so I always get this prompt. This is like the 3rd time or 4th time I've gotten this prompt. Okay, so the prompt is watch someone's TBR video and read the first book that they mention that you own. Like, I love the idea of this prompt, but it always takes me so long to find a book that they mention that I own. The good thing about this is that I believe there's a prompt on the bookoplathon board that is like steal from someone's TBR. So if I do land on that, I can use this book for that prompt. So I'm gonna look through. The first person whose TBR comes up is Erik from Break Even Books. And I feel like I feel like his videos always come up when I get this prompt. I feel like we have similar-ish reading tastes. I know he reads a lot of fantasy and I like fantasy, so we're gonna try. Okay, so it did not work out with Erik. So let's go back to my subscriptions. Who else has a TBR? Let's check Chelsea Zhao. I do like fall vibes. Wait, do I have to do the first one? The first book that someone mentions that you own. Okay, alright, okay, sure, whatever. Okay, Okay, so the book that Chelsea has basically picked for me to read is Gallant by V.E. Schwab. I was really excited about this book, but then I haven't heard the best things about it. I mean, I've heard some people really liked it, but I feel like most people didn't like it that much. But here it is. I have a signed first edition that I found at Indigo. So that's pretty cool, but I don't remember too much about what this is about, so let's read a little bit of the synopsis. It says, all her life, Olivia Pryor has wondered who she truly is and where she belongs. Her only clue is a slim, battered journal. Her mother's journal full of entries that seem to show that she was unraveling and drawings that look like blots of ink, until Olivia notices a hand, a door, a bloom, a skull. Then a letter beckons Olivia home to Gallant, the one place her mother's journal warns her never to go. Olivia goes anyway. Of course she does. That's all I'm gonna read. I don't know, maybe I'll like this. Like Chelsea said, it's not too long. How long is it? It's like 330 pages, so that's not too long. And she said that she wants to start getting into fall vibes. And I feel like this book definitely gives off fall vibes. It's very like spooky kind of, but I'm pretty sure it's YA. So it's not gonna be like too scary. Honestly, this could have gone worse, but thank you, Chelsea, for choosing this book for me. Maybe this will be a diamond in the rough, you know? Maybe this will be like my new favorite book ever. We don't know. We don't know what's gonna happen. At least that didn't take like 5 videos. Normally that's what happens. So I haven't gotten either of my book club books into this TBR yet, so hopefully I can get at least one of them into this last prompt. But I'm gonna try to grab one. Ooh, I'm holding like 10. Let's go with this one. Okay, so our last prompt for September, please be a good one. Okay, the prompt is read a book Kasey has read. Thank you, Kasey. Let's do a little digging. I feel like she must have already read. Has she read this? Kasey? Have you read this book? Where is she? She must have read this. Okay, she read it. Everything's fine. Okay, so this worked out pretty well because I'm going to pick the next book in our Shadowhunters read-along that I'm hosting with Lisa and Kasey. And I was pretty sure Kasey had already read this book, but I just confirmed. She rated it 4 stars on Goodreads. So that book is The Bane Chronicles by Cassandra Clare, and I think a few other people? Let's see. It says Cassandra Clare, Sarah Reese Brennan, and Maureen Johnson, which I did not know. I thought it was only Cassandra Clare. But this is a short story collection about Magnus Bane, I guess. I've never read any of the short story collections in the Shadowhunters universe because, like I said earlier, I do not like short story collections that are part of already existing fantasy series. I don't like it. I am against it. And I can't believe I am being forced to read this, even though this read-along was my idea and I brought this upon myself, but it's fine. So Kasey has read this, and this is our September book. I still have to read our August book, which is Clockwork Princess, but whatever, we've been knew that I'm a clown, so that's gonna be the book I pick for this prompt. So on top of those books, another book that I will be reading in September is Nettle and Bone by T. Kingfisher. This is our Winers Book Club pick for September. Now, if you watched my August TBR, you might be like, Darian, wasn't that the August pick for the Winers Book Club last month? Shouldn't you have already read it? So what we did, if you don't follow us on Twitter, we decided to delay all our upcoming picks by a month to give us more time to read them because in August I hadn't read the July pick yet and I was hosting the live show. So just to like give us a bit more time, our July pick became our August pick, therefore our August pick became our September pick, and our August pick was Nettle and Bone, and now it's our September pick. We get it. I didn't need to over-explain that. It's fine. But Nettle and Bone. I'm very excited about this, and it's very short, so that's always great. And I think I have access to the audiobook. The good thing about school starting is I will be listening to a lot more audiobooks because I do love listening to them on my commute to and from school. So that'll be great for my reading, but I'm very excited about this book. I haven't read from T. Kingfisher before, so I'm very excited about it, and it should be fun. So that live show will be on Rachel's channel, I believe. Our Twitter is always linked down below if you want to see our upcoming book club picks. But yeah, I can't wait to read that with everyone. Another book that I would like to get to, because I don't think I'll be able to read this before the end of August, but that is The Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware. I wanted to read this in August. It was on my August TBR. This was the book that I wanted to read for the Buzzwordathon in August. I am very behind on the Buzzwordathon. I still have to read July's book, which was, what did I pick for it? Girls of Paper and Fire, which is somewhere up there. So if I can fit that into September also, then maybe I will. But this one also has an audiobook that I have access to, so I might be doing that. This is a mystery, by the way. And then finally, if I can, it's not the end of the world if I don't get to it this month, because I will definitely read it in October if I can't get to it this month, but that is Blood Marked by Tracy Deonn. Look how beautiful. I can't believe have it in my hands. I can't believe it. So yeah, like I said earlier, the sequel to Legendborn, I will be reading Legendborn in September. You cannot stop me. I don't care what the bookoplathon says. I'm going to read it. I will fit it into a prompt some way, somehow. So if I can get to the sequel this month, that would be great. But if I can't, it's fine. But hopefully I can. And then finally, my last hopeful for September is my buzzwordathon pick for September, which is How High We Go in the Dark by Sequoia Nagamatsu. Every single person I've seen who's read this book has given it 5 stars. I don't think I've seen anyone give it less than that. Like, everyone is saying this is amazing. The buzzword for September is light or dark words, and obviously the word dark is in the title, so it works. But this one, I also think I have access to the audiobook, so that is probably how I will read it. But I've just heard so many amazing things about this book, and I'm very excited to get to it. So hopefully I can read it in September, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't know. Okay, so let me try to hold this up. This is my TBR for September. Oh my god, this is heavy. There's so many hardcovers. Plus the other books I mentioned that I don't have the physical copies for, and Airfire is my priority read, but hopefully that's fine because I'm already halfway through it. But yeah, it's a very interesting TBR. It went sort of well, I guess. I don't know, I'm gonna put this down now. But yeah, there we have it. I'm very happy to have brought the prompt jar back, and I'm very excited to participate in the bookoplathon this month. Let me know if you guys are participating or what books you're planning on reading in September. I would love to know, but that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon with another video soon. Bye!